eating amoeba confirmed in Kerala, scientific name is Naegleria fowleri, affects the brain. World Wildlife Crime Report 2024 released worrying statistics on wildlife smuggling, rhino horn tops illegal animal trade. Iranian president's crashed helicopter to be investigated. EU activates rapid mapping service. It is a key component of emergency management service. SIDBI signs MOU with Airbus helicopters. Airbus will finance helicopter purchase. MSMEs will get a boost. And Kerala celebrates 26th anniversary of Kudumbashree Mission. It is a major program for poverty alleviation and women empowerment. Kudumbashree means prosperity of family in Malayalam. Recently, Airbus Helicopters and SIDBI, that is Small Industries Development Bank of India, has signed an MOU. Under this MOU, Airbus will provide technical and industry expertise, while SIDBI will evaluate and finance prospects exclusively for Airbus. It will also allow identification of civil helicopter operators in India who are interested in financing solutions for purchasing helicopters. Let us tell you that SIDBI is a financial institution which has been established for the promotion, financing and development of micro, small and medium enterprises in India. It was established under an Act of Parliament in April 1990. It functions under the jurisdiction of the Ministry of Finance. It was initially incorporated as a wholly owned subsidiary of the Industrial Development Bank of India. Its headquarters is located in Lucknow. It provides financial and technical assistance to these industries through various schemes and programs. SIDBI provides support to MSMEs through various financial products such as loans, equity and venture capital. It also provides refinance services to banks and other financial institutions offering loans to small-scale industries. It also works closely with the state-level financial institutions and banks to promote the development of MSMEs and industrial clusters. SIDBI promotes sustainable development by encouraging energy efficiency, environmental management and social responsibility among MSMEs. Let us inform you that Airbus Helicopters was earlier known as Eurocopter Group. It is a division of Airbus SE, a global aerospace and defense company. Airbus Helicopters specializes in the design, manufacturing and support of helicopters for civil and military use. It is one of the world's leading rotary wing aircraft manufacturers. Recently, the European Union has activated its rapid mapping service at the request of Iran. The European Union has taken this step to locate the crashed helicopter of the Iranian president. It is noteworthy that the rapid mapping service is one of the crucial components of the emergency management service, which works under the Copernicus program of the European Union. Let us tell you that the Copernicus program is a part of the European Union's space program. It started in 1998. Earlier, it was known as Global Monitoring for Environmental Security. Its purpose is to monitor the Earth and its environment by collecting data from a constellation of satellites called Sentinels. It also provides useful information for analyzing the data. It can be used for discovery and research. These include land management, marine environment, atmosphere, emergency response, security, and climate change. Let us inform you that Copernicus Emergency Management Service is an important program of the European Union. It provides accurate information and services for response and management during natural and man-made disasters. It is part of the Copernicus program, which has been operational since 2012. Mapping component and early warning component are its two major components. The mapping component provides maps and analysis based on satellite imagery, while the early warning component issues alerts about floods, droughts, and wildfires. It also provides real-time assessment of wildfires' impacts. Recently, a case of primary amoebic meningoencephalitis has been confirmed in Kerala. Let us tell you that primary amoebic meningoencephalitis is a rare brain infection which is caused by infection with Naegleria fowleri amoeba. It is also called brain-eating amoeba. It is also non-communicable and people cannot get infected by drinking water contaminated with amoeba. Initial symptoms of its infection include headache, fever, nausea, and vomiting. And later, the patient may experience neck pain and confusion, seizures, hallucinations. Most people die within 1 to 18 days after symptoms begin. However, there is no effective treatment for this disease yet, but currently doctors treat it with the combination of medicines. Let us inform you that Naegleria fowleri is a freely found amoeba or unicellular organism. High temperature up to 46 degrees Celsius is favorable for its growth. It can be found in warm fresh water such as lakes and rivers, swimming pools, surf parks or other recreational areas that are poorly maintained. It enters the body through the nose and infects the brain, where it destroys brain tissue and causes swelling. Recently, a workshop on global standards and IPR was organized by NTIPRIT, that is National Telecommunications Institute for Policy Research, Innovation and Training. This workshop was organized to commemorate World Telecommunication and Information Society Day. This workshop was organized in collaboration with the International Telecommunication Union. The program was inaugurated by Telecom Secretary Dr. Neeraj Mittal. Many officials of the Department of Telecommunications, ITU experts, faculty members and many students participated in this workshop. In this workshop, the importance of global standards and IPR has been highlighted. During the program, the intricacies of standard essential patents and intellectual property rights in technical education and projects were discussed in depth. This workshop focuses on bridging the standardization gap by capacity building of faculty members of engineering colleges of Delhi and NCR. This workshop provided a platform for national stakeholders to establish global partnerships and align with international best practices in telecommunication standards. The objective of this workshop is to highlight the role of global standards and IPR, also to strengthen India's preparation for the World Telecommunication Standardization Assembly to be held in October 2024. Recently, UNODC, that is the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, has released the World Wildlife Crime Report 2024. It provides comprehensive analysis on illegal wildlife trade from the year 2015 to 2021. It is noteworthy that the report of the year 2024 is the third edition of a report titled the World Wildlife Crime Report, the first two editions of which have been published in 2016 and 2020. This report examines measures against illegal trafficking of protected wildlife species. According to the report, despite 2 decades of concerted action at the international and national level, wildlife trafficking continues across the world. In this, rhinoceros, elephant, pangolin, cedar, rosewood and agarwood are most affected by illegal wildlife trade. If we talk about statistics, then rhino horn has the highest share in illegal animal trade, which is 29%, whereas it is followed by pangolin species at 28% and ivory at 15%. Other animal species also include eel and crocodile with 5% each and parrot and cockatoo with 2% each. Also, carnivorous animals, turtles, snakes and seahorses are also involved in illegal wildlife trade. Let us tell you that cedar and other sapindales like mahogany, hollywoods and guiasam are the main illegally traded plants. Their participation in the international market is 47%. After this, the share of rosewood was 35% and the share of agarwood and many other aromatic plants was 13%. Let us inform you that UNODC was established in the year 1997 as the Office for Drug Control and Crime Prevention. Its name was changed to the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime in the year 2002. Its headquarters is in Vienna. Recently, India participated in the 19th session of the UNFF, that is United Nations Forum on Forest, which was held in New York. During this session, India pointed out the country's significant progress in forest conservation and sustainable forest management. It also emphasized that there has been a continuous increase in the forest area in India over the last 15 years. At the global level, India has stood third in terms of net gain in average annual forest area between 2010 and 2020. India has given high priority to biodiversity and wildlife conservation. This has led to the network of protected areas expanding to more than 1,000 wildlife sanctuaries, national parks, tiger reserves, biosphere reserves, and other wildlife habitats. Let us tell you that recently India celebrated the completion of 50 years of Project Tiger and 30 years of Project Elephant. This shows India's commitment towards the conservation of species and their habitat conservation. Apart from this, India has also mentioned the formation of International Big Cat Alliance, which is another important initiative aimed at protecting and conserving 7 big cat species across the world through collaborative international efforts. India also shared the launch of the Green Credit Program, which is designed to incentivize institutions for tree plantation and restoration of degraded forest land. It aims to further strengthen climate action initiatives. Let us inform you that the United Nations Forum on Forest is an intergovernmental policy platform. It was established in the year 2000 by the United Nations Economic and Social Council. It works to promote the management, conservation and sustainable development for all types of forest. India is its founding member country. Recently, the 26th meeting of the subsidiary body on scientific, technical and technological advice, that is SBSTTA 26 of the Convention on Biological Diversity, was held in Nairobi. It recommended to fully implement the biodiversity plan adopted in Montreal in 2022. It is noteworthy that SBSTTA is a multidisciplinary body open to all contracting parties. It provides scientific and technical assessment of the status of biodiversity. Let us tell you that 7 different issues were discussed in this meeting. These included issues such as scientific and technical needs for Kunming Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework, risk assessment and management, and marine and coastal biodiversity and health. Let us inform you that CBD, that is the Convention on Biological Diversity, is a legally binding treaty for the conservation of biodiversity which came into force in 1993. Its 3 main objectives include conservation of biodiversity, sustainable use of the components of biodiversity, and fair and equitable distribution of benefits arising out of the utilization of genetic resources. Its secretariat is in Montreal, Canada. It has 2 supplementary agreements, the Cartagena Protocol and the Nagoya Protocol. The Cartagena Protocol is an international agreement on biosecurity to the Convention on Biological Diversity. Its objective is to ensure the safe handling, transportation and use of living modified organisms resulting from modern biotechnology which may have adverse effects on biological diversity. The Nagoya Protocol ensures fair and equitable sharing of benefits arising from using genetic resources. Recently, Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi died in a helicopter crash. However, the reason for the helicopter crash is not known yet. President Raisi was traveling in a Bell 212 helicopter. If we talk about this helicopter, it is equipped with modern advanced security features manufactured by America. After the revolution of 1979, it could not be sold to Iran. However, many procedures are followed in its maintenance. Despite this, mechanical failure, bad weather, human error or any other mistake become the cause of accidents. It is to be noted that India too has also witnessed plane accidents. Many Indian leaders and officials have also become victims of plane accidents. Let us tell you that on 23rd June 1980, Sanjay Gandhi, son of the then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, died in a plane crash at the young age of just 33 years. Madhavrao Sindhia, who was also known as the shining star of Indian politics, also died in a plane crash at the age of 56. Also, former Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Yeduguri Sandinti Rajashekhara Reddy, popularly known as YSR, died in a helicopter crash in 2009. Apart from this, India's first CDS General Bipin Rawat also became a victim of a helicopter crash. CDS Rawat and 12 other army officers died in a helicopter crash in Kunnur, Tamil Nadu. Recently, the 26th anniversary of Kudumbashree Mission was celebrated. On this occasion, Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan said that Kudumbashree Mission is a great example of social progress achieved by the state. At present, 46.16 lakh members are involved in 3 lakh neighborhood groups under this mission. It is noteworthy that Kudumbashree is a poverty alleviation and women empowerment program implemented by the State Poverty Eradication Mission of the Government of Kerala. The name Kudumbashree in Malayalam language means prosperity of the family. Kudumbashree was set up in 1997 following the recommendations of a 3-member task force appointed by the state government. Under Kudumbashree, a 3-tier structure is formed for the Women Community Network, in which there are NHGs or neighborhood groups at the lowest level, ADS or Area Development Societies at the middle level, and CDS, that is, Community Development Societies at the local government level. It is noteworthy that the Kudumbashree Community Network was expanded in 3 phases to cover the entire state during the year 2000 to 2002. Membership of Kudumbashree is open to all adult women, limited to 1 membership per family. It is important to note that in the year 2011, the Ministry of Rural Development Government of India recognized Kudumbashree as a state rural livelihood mission under the National Rural Livelihood Mission. So for now, after so much news in this bulletin, let us look at 5 questions related to the news. Questions based on today's bulletin are: first question is, consider the following statements with reference to SIDBI. 1. It was established in April 1990. 2. It aims to provide financial assistance to MSMEs. 3. It does not come under the jurisdiction of the Ministry of Finance. How many of the above statements is or are incorrect? Only 1, only 2, all 3 or none of these. Next question. Consider the following statements with reference to Copernicus Emergency Management Service. 1. This is an important space program of NASA. 2. Its two major components are mapping and early warning. 3. It has been operational since 2015. How many of the above statements is or are incorrect? Only one, only two, all three, or none of these. Now moving on to next question. Consider the following statements with reference to primary amoebic meningoencephalitis. 1. This is a rare brain infection. 2. Its infection is caused by Naegleria fowleri amoeba. 3. This is a communicable disease. How many of the above statements is or are incorrect? Only one, only two, all three, or none of these. Next question. Consider the following statements with reference to World Wildlife Crime Report 2024. 1. This report has been released by the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. 2. It presents a comprehensive analysis of illegal wildlife trade from the year 2015 to 2021. 3. According to the report, the share of rhino horn in illegal animal trade is 29%. How many of the above statements is or are correct? Only one, only two, all three, or none of these. Last question. Consider the following statements with reference to Kudumbashree Mission. 1. It is a poverty alleviation program of Rajasthan state. 2. It was started in 1997. 3. The name Kudumbashree means family prosperity in Malayalam language. How many of the above statements is or are correct? Only one, only two, all three, or none of these. Recently, the 250th birth anniversary of humanist bard Fakir Lalon Shah was celebrated. On this occasion, a 3-day India-Bangla music festival was organized in Bangladesh. He is also known as Fakir Lalon Shah or Mahatma Lalon. He was a prominent Bengali philosopher, wall saint, mystic, song composer, social reformer, and thinker from the Indian subcontinent. He was born at Horishpur in 1774 in Jhanaidaha district of modern Bangladesh. He is considered the most prominent person of the ball tradition of Bangladesh and India. He inspired and influenced people like Rabindranath Tagore, Qazi Nazrul Islam, and American poet Allen Ginsberg. Recently, the annual festival Ganga Jatra was concluded. This annual folk festival Ganga Jatra is celebrated for 9 days in Tirupati, Andhra Pradesh. In this festival, Tirupati's folk goddess Gangamma is worshipped, who is considered to be the younger sister of Lord Venkateshwara. There is an ancient practice of devotees in this ancient temple wearing different costumes and applying sandalwood, chalk, and charcoal powder on the whole body and praying. On the last day of the festival, men wear women's costumes in the honor of Gangamma. Recently, World Bee Day was celebrated. This day is celebrated on 20th May. This year's theme is Bees Engaged with Youth. This day was established by the United Nations in 2017 after a proposal from Slovenia. Let us tell you that bees play an important role in the pollination of plants. Also, this pollination also helps in maintaining the health, food security, and biodiversity of the ecosystem. At the same time, bees perform the unique behavior of the waggle dance, which passes information about the location of food sources to other members of the hive. This dance was first studied and described by Austrian scientist Karl von Frisch, who was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology in 1973 for his contribution to understanding the communication system of bees. Recently, the Baltic Sea countries have reacted cautiously to the Russian proposal to revise the maritime boundary. In this proposal, Russia has suggested updating the coordinates used to measure the strip of territorial waters off its mainland coast and its islands in the Baltic Sea. Let us tell you that the Baltic Sea is the youngest sea on the earth, which came into existence about 10 to 15,000 years ago. It is located in northern Europe, surrounded by Denmark, Estonia, Finland, Germany, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, Russia, and Sweden. It is one of the largest saltwater bodies on the earth. Recently, Spain has become the 99th member of the International Solar Alliance. Let us tell you that the International Solar Alliance was started in 2015 with a joint effort of India and France. It was launched during the 21st Conference of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change held in Paris. Its objective is to contribute to the implementation of the Paris Climate Agreement through the rapid and large-scale use of solar energy. At the same time, its mission is to invest $1 trillion in solar energy in 2030 while reducing the cost of technology and its financing. Currently, 119 countries are signatories to the International Solar Alliance Framework Agreement, out of which 98 countries have submitted the necessary documents to become a full member of the International Solar Alliance. Recently, the International Booker Prize 2024 was awarded to Kairos, written by Jenny Erpenbuck and translated by Michael Hoffman. The International Booker Prize, formerly known as the Man Booker International Prize, was started in the year 2005. It is awarded annually for a book translated into English and published in the United Kingdom or Ireland. The award aims to promote global fiction and appreciate the work of translators. The award carries a sum of £50,000 or $64,000, which is shared between the author and the translator. At the same time, each of the shortlisted authors and translators is given a consolation prize of £2,500. Recently, President of India highlighted the importance of the teachings of Lord Buddha and extended greetings on the occasion of Buddha Purnima. Let us tell you that Buddha Purnima is also known as Vesak. This date commemorates the birth of Prince Siddhartha, who later became known as Gautam Buddha and later founded Buddhism. The festival of Buddha Purnima is usually celebrated on the full moon day of the Hindu month of Vaishakh in April or May, whereas it is organized especially in South, Southeast and East Asia. Buddha Purnima is considered a triple blessed day as it marks the birth, enlightenment and Mahaparinirvana of the Buddha. At the same time, it has been recognized by the United Nations as UN Vesak Day since the year 1999. Recently, the 12th India-Mongolia Joint Working Group meeting to strengthen bilateral defense relations was held in Ulaanbaatar. The two sides reviewed the progress on various bilateral defense cooperation initiatives and identified means to further enhance cooperation in areas. They also exchanged views on the current geopolitical situation. Let us tell you that India has centuries-old historical, cultural and civilizational relations with Mongolia. Both countries consider each other as spiritual neighbors. In modern times, values like democracy, freedom and market economy bring the two countries closer. Mongolia is a landlocked country in North Asia strategically located between China and Russia. Its capital city is Ulaanbaatar. Khuvsgul is the largest freshwater lake in terms of volume in Mongolia. For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.